Hello guys, what is going on? Back with another DK Cup video. So we are doing full powered blue hybrid at the bottom versus full powered LordKnightmon up at the top. Sped it up a little bit just because this match was a little bit lengthy, but we're going to start with a pretty solid opening of Madoki Betamon plus Davis. Now this is blue hybrid, keep in mind, with 4 ice walls, 4 Tommies, as well as the Mega Digimon Fusion Susanoo combo. We're going up against LordKnightmon. We see the rookie Bushi Agumon in the breeding, plus the Terurimon played all for a cost of 1, and then Pidomon lastly for a cost of 3, a little bit unfortunate. We're going to counter that with our Bokomon, revealing top 5, grabbing the Beowulf plus the Tommy here. So a nice +2 here is going to be really appreciated the early turns. So I think looking at this, blue hybrid has an overwhelming advantage. Your deck is just so memory efficient and you can put so many swings on the board. However, if LordKnightmon sets up properly, you can put multiple blockers, so it could potentially be hard to freeze them all, but we'll actually just end up seeing. So we're going to promote the Terurimon. Spiral Masquerade hits the board for a cost of 4. Gonna nuke the board because it's minus 3,000 for each, getting rid of the 2 rookies. A little bit unfortunate, but blue hybrid is going to counter back here with the Kumamon. On top of the Tommy, Kumamon is going to get rid of our Pikmon here, and then we are actually just going to go into Beowulf for the cost of 1, swinging security, bouncing the Terurimon, and then swinging into the security there, which was a slash, unfortunately. We do get to freeze the Pidomon here, so that's a little bit nice, putting our opponent to 4 with the Sora Joe, guaranteeing ourselves that 5 memory, unless he, of course, evolves on top of the Pidomon here. We're going to see another stack building up in the back with the Knightmon for a cost of 3 on top of the Pido. And lastly, TK here is going to hit the board for a cost of 4, putting us to 6 with Sora Joe, but of course now we can't really memory choke our opponent, and the LordKnightmon player will get a Kodamon to his hand, recovering 1 off of the TK. So Shakamon, unfortunately, pretty terrible floodgate against LordKnightmon. I don't think it really does hardly anything. Madoki's not too great either, but it does stop blinding ray plays, so that's at least something you can do. Then we're gonna go Kuma on top of the. We're gonna go the Bokomon on top of for a cost of 3, revealing 5, getting our Korikakumon there, which we can definitely reuse because of the Beowulf in our hand. Evolving Kuma for 0 effectively. Beowulf for 1, swinging, bouncing the champion there. Adding back the Kuma to our hand, hitting another TK in security is a little bit unfortunate to us, because now our opponent's got that LordKnightmon in his hand. So 3 Digimon on field. Shakumon's just going to go into security. It's not really doing anything too much in on the field right now, so definitely don't want to lose to like Valder or just, you know, our opponent promoting and playing like a Starmons and a bunch of other rookies or something. And lastly, we're going to play Tamer here. We are actually just going to go Analog Youth for a cost of 2. Our opponent's going to start at 3, of course, because of the TK. So Knightmon comes out, evolves into LordKnightmon, and here we're about to see LordKnightmon combo. So LK is going to attack, swinging into the security here, or the Beowulf. Yep, the Beowulf. Minus 2k on the Boko from the Starmons, and then of course Beowulf will be deleted. Now I can definitely tap the Analog Youth, since at a level 5 or higher with materials on the field to gain that memory hatch and egg. So opponent cleared the board, but it's okay. We're still at 5 security. We've got 2 Tamers out. Our opponent is at 2 right now. We do also have the Susanoo, so Mega Digimon Fusion here would be absolutely crazy. We're gonna go Tommy for a cost of 3, getting rid of some materials. We do have the Kuma Korikaku play, but not enough memory to be able to make use of it. So I think right here I'll probably just like play another analog or something. I don't really want to commit too much to the field, so we're just going to grab the Strabi, and then the other Digimon will go to the trash. Probably should have grabbed a second Susanoo there. Don't think it will really matter, but technically you're like filling up the trash with the Strabi, so you can bottom deck that with the Susan, so it's like fine either way. LordKnightmon is going to swing into security, hitting a Korikaku, playing the Pulsemon. Pulsemon gains back a memory, effectively making this Pidomon a free blocker. Unimon comes down for a cost of 2. Another Pidomon in the back, so lots of blockers that the deck has access to, just putting up a lot of different Digimon. We've got 4 Digimon in play right now. 5th is going to come down with the Pulsemon, of course, just passing it over to me. So Madoki is going to be promoted, double blocker to deal with. We're going to start with going into Kuma for a cost of 2, getting rid of the material underneath the Unimon here. Unfortunately, no Beowulf, so we can't do the kind of bounce combo and freeze. But we are just going to freeze the Unimon anyways with the Korikakumon. And then swinging, freezing the Pulse with the Tommy. Surviving security, if you did want to block with the Pedomon, I would be perfectly fine with that. Getting rid of a body off of the field is definitely fine by me. We're going to go Hammer, Spark, Ice Wall, putting our opponent at 3 lastly with the Tommy getting rid of the materials on the LordKnightmon. So not too bad of a play, but our opponent does have 5 Digimon in field. So we're going to see LordKnightmon swing, playing a Patamon. If you have 1 or fewer security cards, you do get to recover 1. Going to be able to hit into the security with the Madoki, so nothing too bad for my opponent. Lots of Digimon in play, of course, losing 2 memory to the Ice Wall, of course. And then lastly, putting me to 5, Digivolving the Valder Arm, getting rid of my 2 level 4s, level 4 lower Digimon here. I'm not going to be able to trigger Analog, and we're just going to start with 5, which is definitely a lot of memory. Don't have the Mega Digimon Fusion here. If I did, I would probably be able to close out the game. No, actually, I would definitely be able to close out the game. Assuming I could hybrid, strip the Pedomon, like freeze one of them, and then like Susan pop the other. So it's possible I could put up a lot of damage, at least get clearing the board a little bit. So we're gonna go Tommy into Kumamon, stripping a material, swinging, freezing one of the blockers. Of course, the Pedomon is definitely just going to block. That is pretty much all I can do at this point. Not too great of a hand. Probably want to like Ice Wall here, and then we are at 2. No more hybrids, but we are actually just going to go into the Susano play, bottom decking 10 blue hybrids and or tamers here. Putting the level 4 hybrids on top, of course, because you really want to draw into those later on, if of course we get to that point. And then we're just going to evolve Analog into the Susano here, popping one of the blockers. Unfortunately, Valder Arm does have that +3 memory effect, so it will be really detrimental for me to pop that. Didn't want to put him in an 8, but at this point, it's not really too big of a deal. We're going to swing, of course, under Ice Wall here, revealing the Davis off security, grabbing a Korikakumon. Definitely need a hybrid for the next turn, but our opponent has 3 more swings here. The problem is for them that they're under Ice Wall, so we are going to swing Patamon, losing 2 memory, hitting into the Mega Digimon Fusion. But of course, the Blinding Ray comes down, putting our opponent back up to 3, so we get an extra swing for this turn. And then we're just going to lastly finish it off with Pedomon. So Blue Hybrid not going to be able to take that one. A little bit of an unprecedented shakeup, I would like to say, is that LordKnightmon is going to take the first game. Game 2, Blue Hybrid is going to start with the Strabimon plus Boko. Boko grabbing the +2. Really important early on. We got double Ice Wall in the hand. So things are looking solid. Pedomon is going to be evolved in the breeding, of course, on top of Knightmon in a pretty solid turn 2 play, because the Knightmon is going to set up for the Lord Knight, of course. Being able to evolve that in the following turn and then choking us to 1 is pretty significant. Strabi's just going to swing, and then Tommy's going to come down for a cost of 3. Then LordKnightmon is just going to hit the board, putting us back to 1. So choking us to 1 is a little bit unfortunate. And then we're just going to evolve Kuma Beowulf for a total cost of 1. Swinging security, hitting a Blinding Ray, recycling the Kumamon, just getting our swings in, because I know that the LordKnightmon is going to come out and possibly just clear the board. So we are putting our opponent down to 2 security, which is definitely good for us, because we just need a couple more swings at this point already. We are going to play the mat for a cost of 2. LordKnightmon is going to go ahead and swing into the Beowulf there, playing a Starmons, and then evolving into the Unimon for a cost of 2, setting up a blocker, and then lastly the Pulsemon for a cost of 2, and then Matt will gain us our memory at the start of the turn. Thinking on the promote from the Madoki Betamon, we're just going to instead play the Tommy for a cost of 3, getting rid of 3 materials. Hand is a little bit unfortunate with triple Kuma and double Ice Wall, as well as double Sora Joe. So it didn't shuffle well, I guess, but we're just going to play Sora Joe, put our opponent to 4. Lord Knight is going to swing to security, hitting a Bokomon. No play off of the LordKnightmon effect. We are going to see TK played for a cost of 4. Looking at the security, grabbing a Yellow War Growlmon, really powerful card back in the day there. And then lastly, we are just going to go ahead and probably Digivolve Yep, into a Teruriumon here, choking me to 1, and then unfortunately no Memory Tamer and no gain off of the Sora-Joe or the Mad here. So really, really unfortunate stuff. Not going to be able to do much with this. So we are just going to go Sora-Joe for a cost of 4, putting our opponent to 3. I didn't really want to double Ice Wall because you're effectively playing both of them for like a 4 cost, where I'd rather just play like a Sora-Joe. So I think I'm going to wait on that a little bit. Our opponent is going to swing Security, hitting a Ice Wall and Security. What are the chances of that? And then just going to evolve up into a War Growlmon in the back. Madoki is going to come out. Kumamon is going to be evolved, stripping the bottom of our opponent's Unimon here, being able to then freeze it if we do swing Security. So we're going to freeze it, and then of course on attack going to strip the rest of the materials on the field with the Sora-Joes, and then just going to freeze the Unimon so we can't be blocked here. Kumamon will die, of course, to the /Angemon. And then we could definitely swing Madoki here to get the extra draw because of the Upamon. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Drawing into Davis is really nice. Not a little bit too late for that, but it could definitely be good to guarantee ourselves the 3 memory to be able to Kumamon for game. We would need a Hammer Spark to double Kumamon, or at least guarantee the fact like that our opponent would have something without sources. We are also in threat of lethal if our opponent has a Bushi. So to kind of prevent that, I'm just going to go double Ice Wall. Absolutely disgusting. If our opponent swings whatsoever, they are passing turn. Like, there's just really the only counterplay to this is like using a Blinding Ray. So LordKnightmon is going to swing, putting me to 1, which is definitely unfortunate, swinging into the Mega Digimon Fusion and passing turn. I am going to gain 1 off the mat and 4 off of these Soras and Joes, so this kind of cemented my victory here. We are going to swing, but of course the Uni is not actually frozen anymore. It was until the end of this turn, but that's okay because I've got 3 hybrids in my hand, so we're just going to keep swinging until we can eventually connect for game. So our opponent is going to start for our game 3, 1-1 for Lord Knight as well as Blue Hybrid. Lord Knight is going to start with a Gladymon play. Not too terrible, but missing a rookie does definitely suck, but we're going to get the +1 of the security, so he's going to take that Knightmon to potentially climb into that the following turn. Our hand is pretty broken, so I'm going to go ahead Madoki, Sora-Joe, and then Analog Youth grabbing the Korikakumon, putting the rest in trash, setting up for a possible Susan play. We're gonna see the Knightmon evolve for a cost of 3, putting me to 1. Of course, that's totally fine. I'm chilling at this point, got enough memory to work with. I'm just going to go ahead, swing Sora-Joe, strip, and then drawing off of the Upamon. TK on the first check is really, really unfortunate. This does let our opponent set up pretty early with a LordKnightmon play if he does got it. So we're going to see the War Growl taking from security, and then shuffling our stack there. I think the play here is just to play like a Pokemon, putting our opponent to 3, revealing 5, and grabbing some pluses off of that. No hybrids, but we can definitely get a Davis or a Tommy. Davis is probably going to be the one I want to get early game, so that we can guarantee ourselves some memory as well as some extra pluses. LordKnightmon is going to hit the board, evolving for a cost of 3. Probably not going to be able to play any rookies, maybe a Knightmon or something, but instead we actually do see a Lucemon played for 0, being able to recover 1, and then swinging over the Madoki Betamon. Definitely a solid play. Lucemon, unfortunately, is pretty bad against Blue Hybrid because I can just freeze it constantly, and they can't really evolve, and you can't really evolve on top of it, so we're going to see the hard play Unimon for 5, putting me to 7 because of Sora-Joe. Definitely a ton of memory to work with. Kumamon's going to be evolved for 0, basically. Korikakumon for 1, freezing the Lucemon, and I'm just going to keep going. Like, we got another Korikakumon, let's go ahead and use it, not going to get punished, or even if I do, I can put stuff back with Suzanomon. That's kind of the crazy thing. Beowulf for 1, and then Beowulf's going to go ahead, swing, bounce the blocker, and then our opponent's 2 Digimon on field are frozen here, not going to get punished by security, so Beowulf is definitely living this turn. And then playing a Tommy for a cost of 3 to pass our turn. We just have so much ridiculous advantage, guys. Look at this, 8 cards in hand, 5 on field, 1 in the back, as well as starting with 3 this turn. We're just going to see another Unimon. Of course, our opponent's field isn't frozen this turn, but we're just going to keep being able to bounce the Unimon because we've got so many materials on the Beowulf. So bouncing the Unimon, swinging once again, hitting another uni insecurity is totally fine. And then we're just going to be able to clean things up here. We're going to go Corey Cockmon, freeze the Lucy, freeze the LordKnightmon, swing, and with this we've got definitely enough swings with the 2 rookies on board, and then just 1 more hybrid is going to be needed for a game. So Boko is going to swing here, and then the last card is going to be Kuma for a game. So guys, that is going to be the game. Hopefully you guys enjoy this full power kind of matchup. If you're interested in the deck list, that's going to be on screen. LordKnightmon as well as the blue hybrid deck, pretty standard, but both really powerful. So check them out, and thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.